Hi, and welcome back to the channel. Today we are going to be talking about the brood chamber. Well, we're going to be specifically talking about my brood chamber, but if you have an 8-frame hive, we could also be talking about your brood chamber. Now, I don't know what your setup is. I know that I have been running 2 boxes for my brood chamber since I started beekeeping. When I first started, I was operating with 2 deeps, a double deep. And then I saw a couple of beekeepers with 10-frame setups that were running only a single deep as their brood chamber. And I thought, boy, that would be a great idea. But I've always been hesitant to do it in a 8-frame hive, specifically after last year. Last year, about this time, the bees were swarming, and it was swarmageddon. I had a swarm every couple of weeks, and it was just a nightmare. And I assumed it was because the bees were out of space, and I was running a deep and a medium as my brood chamber, and that's what I've got on the hives right now. That's what they overwintered in, was a deep and a medium. But I want to operate with an 8-frame, and I wasn't sure that I could get away with it, but I've done the math, and I think I can get away with it. I'm going to give it a try this year, and I just hope it works out. So if you look at a standard deep frame, you've got 81 cells going across the top and 44 going down the side. Now, if you do the math, that comes out to about 3,564 cells per side, or 7,128 cells per frame. We have 2 sides. You multiply that by 8 frames for the single deep, and you come up with 57,000 and some change available cells for the queen to lay an egg. Now, the next thing that we have to figure out is how long does it take one of those eggs to germinate, to hatch. The queen lays the egg, how long before the bees chew themselves out, the nurse bees and that bee clean up the cell, and the queen can lay in it again. I believe that is 21 days. I believe that to be an accurate number because I got it from Frederick Dunn, and he's a smart guy with bees. So 21 days. So if you take 21 days and multiply that by the average number of, or the possible number of eggs that a queen can lay in a day, which they say is between 1,500 and 2,000 eggs a day if you have a strong queen. I'm going to go with the upper limit on that. I'm going to go with the 2,000 eggs a day. If you multiply that by your 21 days, you end up with 42,000 eggs that can be in process, 42,000 cells occupied in or over a 21-day period. That doesn't leave many open cells. It leaves about 15,000, or about 7 days worth of laying, which concerns me because, again, I don't want to have a swarm fest. I don't want swarmageddon like I had last year, and that's really cutting it close. But I think that there will be some benefit to this. Again, I'm going to provide multiple supers early in the year for the bees to kind of spread out throughout the hive. But by keeping the queen in the bottom deep, I think what that's going to do is it's going to allow me to really evaluate my queen. I'm going to be able to see if she's a strong layer, what her laying pattern is, because she's really going to have to manage her space if she's going to be able to produce as she wants to produce, or as she's expected to produce, because she's not going to have much extra room in there. But it should let me evaluate my queen to let me know, hey, is she doing good? Do I need to replace her? Should I let her swarm this time and let them generate a new one? You know, all of those questions that lead to a better honey production when you have the right answer. It also will make it easier for me to find the queen. Several inspections last year, I did not find the queen, and I looked through the entire hive sometimes, even up in the supers, to think maybe she got through the queen excluder. But I couldn't find her. Now I know that she is going to be relegated to a deep box down in the bottom, so I know that she's going to be in there if in fact I have a queen. So if I see eggs down in the bottom and I don't find the queen, I at least know that she's been laying recently. So that's that. I think I'm going to be running single deeps this year. I'm going to go out into the bee yard later on today and look around, but next week I think, if it's a nice day, I'm going to pull off the heaters, put the queen down in the bottom box, drop a queen excluder on there, and then start stacking supers. I've got a fruit farm right down the road, and I drove past it yesterday, and the buds are just starting to peek out. Now we've only had, this is our second week of 60-degree or better weather, but the flowers are starting to pop, so that means the nectar is going to start flowing, and I want to make sure that I've got everything in place for my queen to have a great place to lay and the workers to store the nectar, because I think this is going to be a great honey season. So there you go. This year I'm going to be running single deeps. Maybe you want to give it a shot too, or you can just wait and see how mine turns out and see if I have Swarmageddon, and then maybe you'll change your mind and say, I'm going back to doubles. But we'll see. Anyways, I hope you found this video helpful. This wasn't a very fun video. I like to have fun here, but I hope you found this video helpful, because this is something that I'm going to try to do, and I have, like I said, done the math, so it should work in theory. We're going to find out. But if you like this video, do me a favor, give me a thumbs up. If you have something to say, by all means, please comment. Maybe you can let me know that you've done this and it's all worked out great and I have no need to worry. Or maybe you can tell me that it was a nightmare, your bees swarmed every day and all your hives died, and then I'll be nervous. Please don't make me nervous. But if you have something to say, do me a favor, leave it in a comment, and I'll be happy to see it, and I'll try to answer you as quickly as I can. And I hope that if you have not subscribed to the channel, you take a moment to hit the subscribe button. It doesn't cost you anything. Ring the bell to be notified of my new content. I try to drop a video every Friday, and like I said, we try to have fun here. Sometimes we don't. It's not a very fun topic today, but it's something that I'm going to do. It's something I alluded to in the last video. But maybe we'll have fun here next weekend. Maybe we'll bring the stingometer back out. You don't want to do that. All right, with all that said, you have a great day. Thanks for watching. I'll see you next time. Be happy.